Esky fans, and welcome to another Carl Hager Green and Gold Gridiron Show. I'm Corey Larange.
And I'm Meg Morrison, and we had to wait a week, but it was kind of worth it. The Eskimos take the Boatmen 26-17 in Toronto, and there were so many stories to follow. You had Corey Boyd's return to Toronto, Shamad's first game in his hometown, and also the Ricky Ray trade, which we'll never stop talking about.
And actually, the real stories that ended up being more impactful after the game were Kerry Joseph filling in for Stephen Giles and doing a great job. How about Fred Stamp's unbelievable one-handed catch? And our man J.C. Sherritt on defense, he now has an interception in 3 straight games. So this week on our POV segment, we caught up with J.C. in one of his practices to see just how well he gets prepared before every game.
You know, practice, it's a day to get better. And, you know, we usually get out 10-15 minutes early with the coaches, get a little walkthrough in just to get our brains going and, you know, get that muscle memory on the plays we learned today. And we usually start out with, obviously we start with our stretch, get loosened up, and then it's on to usually a special teams period depending on the day's schedule. If it's punt, I'm out there. If it's the other ones, then, you know, that's the time to stretch and get loosened up a little bit more. And, you know, depending on the day, it could be individual, we'll get 15 minutes in. Then we're usually into to inside run, and that's where it's just the offensive line, defensive line, running back, linebackers. We take all the receivers and DBs out, and that's just completely working on the run game and the reads we're going to see in the upcoming week. That's huge for me because we get to see what's blocking schemes we're going to see coming up in the week and the way that they like to do things, and it's a great spot to learn because you can watch a lot of film and it's great to watch film, but it's better to see it in person, and that's what we try to simulate out there, and you just got to try to get better with it. After that, we go to Skelly. Skelly's unique because we take all the offensive and defensive line out, so you completely focus on your pass responsibility, and it gives you a better layout of what the receivers, their motion, how they approach, you know, what kind of route combinations you're going to see, and going from inside to Skelly, you get to divide the two up, so you can really focus on run, then really focus on pass, and then we'll go into the team period where you get to put them together. So it's good because, you know, once you get in Skelly, you're thinking pass, and you get into your passing drops, it's easier to play the pass. But once you get in the team, now you know there's the possibility of run. So, you know, it keeps you on your toes, and it gives you that game-like scenario where you got to be thinking at all times, and, you know, you can't cheat one way or the other. You got to be honest. When I get out there, you know, you just got to take in what the offense, the formation, how they're approaching the line of scrimmage. You try to get body language off offensive linemen, or, you know, check eyes off people, see where they're looking, and then, you know, you just got to go through your reads, and, you know, you always read an offensive line through the quarterback, through the back, then to the receivers, and, you know, you got to get a pass run read, and then from there, you know your rules and what you got to get done.
JC's such a talent and always so focused in practice, but obviously takes a little time to have fun with it and might actually have a future as a TV cameraman.
Well, that's always good backup, and maybe you could do the same.
Oh.
Now on Monday, the Eskimos were wearing their new away uniforms. Looks a little something like this. Well, when they first unveiled these jerseys, they had a fashion show down at the City Center Mall. Our cameras caught up with cheer team member Kassidy to take in the event.
They just released a new line of jerseys for this season, so we're having a fashion show to show them off to the crowd, show them off to the public for the first time. I'm very excited for the new jerseys. I saw them last night and they looked really good. Right now I'm at the U of A, completing my Bachelor of Science in Nursing. I just finished my 2nd year. I'm still doing a spring class, but I'm also working part-time at a home care nursing company. I really like it. I really like that it's one-on-one rather than in a hospital setting where one nurse could have up to 6 or 7 patients, so I really like the interaction. I find myself really caring and compassionate and always wanting to help people. And actually when I was in grade 12, one of my friends was diagnosed with leukemia, and I was visiting him in the stollery, and the nurse would come in to take his vitals and check on him, and I could just really picture myself doing that one day. I've never done a fashion show, so I'm very excited for today. A little bit nervous, but I think it'll be fun. I guess so, because we're used to a bunch of eyes on us, a little bit in the spotlight cheering on the football game, so I think it'll help out with today. I'm actually wearing a white t-shirt, Eskimos, and then just jeans and heels. And for my second look, it's something that the mall provided me, and I love it. It's so cute. It's shorts and a top and a cute little bag. I would love to take it home with me if I could. So if the girls have any questions at all, we'll help them out. We help them. They have to learn a whole bunch of new cheers, a whole bunch of new dances that we perform at every game. And it can be really overwhelming. I know as a rookie, I felt a little bit overwhelmed learning all of that really fast. So we're always there to help the rookies learn material, help them with any questions they have. So we're like a big family. Since it was only my second year last year, I was just kind of still getting used to everything, kind of starting to feel a little bit comfortable. But now I feel way more prepared than I did the last 2 years, and I think it's going to be a great season.
The Carl Hager Green and Gold Gridiron Show will be back after this. Welcome back to the Carl Hager Green and Gold Gridiron Show. We've already talked about J.C. Sherritt a bit in the show, but he's having such a great season that we might as well talk about him for a little bit longer.
May as well. I mean, the guy has been voted Defensive Player of the Week 3 times already this season. He was the July Defensive Player of the Month. And I'm just going to go on a limb here.
August.
And say that August might continue as well, seeing as yet another 12 tackles in this week's game, is on pace for breaking the CFL single-season tackle record. I mean, it's just the chance that I'm taking here.
You could really learn something from his work ethic, you know?
What is with you today? Can we just take the camera over here? Go stand over there. You're done.
You finish it up.
Table tennis is not a contact sport, but JC apparently is pretty good at it. So we set him up with the Edmonton Table Tennis Club to test his abilities.
I played football at Eastern Washington University. Yeah, it was a great team. You know, it was something special because our team is like 85–90% Washington kids, which is pretty unique for a college team. And had some great years. Matt Nichols was my quarterback for a few of them, and my senior year we actually won a national championship, which was a cool way to go out. At Eastern Washington, there's been a lot of success, and not just CFL but NFL. You know, our running back, Tywan Jones, got drafted in the 4th. Our safety, Matt Johnson, got drafted by the Cowboys in the 4th. And, you know, we got Michael Roos at Tennessee. So it's great to see guys coming out and doing well in both the leagues. Game time? At Eastern Washington, we had a ping pong table in the locker room, top 10 rankings. So you can only challenge up, and you got to win 2 out of 3. So it was 4 years of battling for the top 10 rankings. Land! There's probably a good 25–30 people playing. You know, we had a consolation bracket for people who weren't very good. They had their own side ranking, but we had a good crew to compete with. I was usually actually always number 3 or 2. There was always my good buddy Bobby Gentry, always could beat me. But you know, there was a few weeks in there where I got, and as soon as I get the number 1 ranking, I would just stop playing, and I'd just hold on to the ranking for as long as I could. But then I had to play him, and I usually lost again. I've just mentally been preparing, going over my shots, you know, trying to think back to the glory days, and hopefully it somehow shows in the game we're about to play.
Good serve. Well, I've been playing table tennis for quite a few years now. I started back in high school, and then I switched a little bit to tennis, but then I came back, and especially when I came to Edmonton, I discovered this awesome club, the Edmonton Table Tennis Club, and I started playing there regularly, twice a week. It's a great club. We have about 150 members from different cultures, different countries, and different ages. And we have a great coach, Coach Juan Liping. We play twice a week. There's a ladder system, so it's competitive. And people play each other, like there's 5 guys on the table. So every Friday they compete. And then basically that's it. You can move up or down the table. There is approximately 20 tables, so apparently the top couple of tables are players that are closer to being professional. We have different levels, and we encourage players of different levels to come in and practice and improve. Well, he's a football player. He told me he hasn't played in a couple of years, but he knows how to play, so that's a good thing. He may be a little rusty, but you know, I think that once he gets a few hours of practice, some of those skills might be coming back to him.
You know, it's just, it's hand-eye coordination, and I think, you know, I was horrible at it when I started, but just the repetition and, you know, if you play every day and you play against your teammates who you want to beat more than anything, I think it's going to bring the best out of you, and, you know, the more repetition I had, it became more natural. I mean, there's some footage going on back there. I don't know how much it relates. You know, it certainly doesn't hurt. You know, getting the hand-eye movement going, and you know, it's tough. It's tough. It's a lot harder than people think, especially. I was warming up, especially when you're playing good people like that. They'll have you running all over the place.
Do you want me to be honest or no? Okay, sure. Yeah, he's definitely a beginner.
That's right, but I have all the confidence in the world, you know, and I got to. I have to have the confidence, so I'm just picturing a victory right now.
Well, I think the person who can play better will win, but you never know, you know, as they say, the ball is round, so you want to, you know, everybody has a chance.
Like I said, all the confidence in the world, you can't bring me down right now. I'm just going to stay confident.
Woo. Well, that was a lot of trash talk. We'll see if JC's confidence can pull him a win over Roman next week, so make sure to tune in for that. Fiona is our guest in our interview on today's show. She's in charge of the Green and Gold Club at Commonwealth Stadium. Fiona, give us an idea of what the Green and Gold Club is for our fans that don't actually know what it is.
Well, the Green and Gold Club is a dinner club that the Eskimos have every home game. And it's 76 tables right now, and that's about almost 500 members. And we're currently located on level 2 of the Commonwealth Recreation Center.
And I mean, what kind of fans are mostly involved in the Green and Gold Club, and what do they get out of it?
We have a lot of different members. We have a lot of companies, and we have like individual season ticket holders that get together. It's a table of 6. So if you have 6 friends that you want, it's a great way to entertain clients. If you want a social network, meet a lot of people, or if you have like family and friends in town, it's a great way to enjoy a game.
It really is open to everyone. Maybe some people that were a part of it a few years back noticed that during some of the construction in the stadium, the Green and Gold room had actually moved, but now it's back. Maybe you can explain sort of the history behind that.
Sure. Well, currently, right now we're standing in the Jackie Parker Lounge, and this was the home of the Green and Gold Club for 2 years while construction was being done to the recreation center. But now the construction is done, we're back in the gym, the Jackie Parker Lounge, and the quarterback club, which is on the other side, have been given back to the public so that they can enjoy these rooms. And there's a buffet in here and a bar, and they can enjoy that. We're giving it back to the public.
Absolutely, and I know that it's something that fans really appreciate, especially because of the way that it's decorated. I don't know if we can actually show some of the banners here, but we've got all the Grey Cup Championship banners along the walls and stuff, and they're not actually outside because they would just get faded, obviously, and destroyed by the weather. So it's sort of a nice place for fans to come and celebrate our history in this room. This is the Jackie Parker Lounge, and like you said, Fiona, on the other side of the stadium, there's the quarterback club. How do people get involved in signing up for tickets or for tables for the Green and Gold Club?
They just have to give me a call at the Eskimo office. A table of 6 is $4,600, and with that, you have to have obviously 6 tickets in place for the games. You do get a premium parking pass as well. So come and enjoy the game there. As part of the Green and Gold Club, the Sawmill does all the catering. They feature their famous prime rib every game, and an amazing buffet. We have a huge projection screen and TVs all around the room, so you don't miss a moment of the game, and it's a great atmosphere.
Thank you so much, Fiona. All this talk about food, I might take my lunch break right now, so we'll be back right after this. Welcome back to the Carl Haggard. You know what? Welcome back to the J.C. Sherritt Show, folks.
You really could switch the name this week, because up next we're going into the Coffin Corner. Guess who's in it? Let's see what Sherritt had to say.
You're now back in the Coffin Corner with Burke Dales, and we have a real special guest with us today, the one, the only J.C. Sherritt. Now, what I'd like to do, obviously, in the previous segments, I'd like to relate what he does in the football field to the business world. He would be an illegal businessman. He would be a professional hitman. He would be a silent assassin. And he would, because he is a killer. There's no question about that. So we're going to get right into it, JC. First question for you. Eastern Washington Eagle, his college career. What's your most memorable moment as an Eastern Washington Eagle?
Got to be the national championship my senior year. Once in a lifetime, and our whole senior class was from Washington, so it was pretty special.
Excellent. Second question. Dead or alive, you could sit down and have a pint with one person, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
Got to be Zach Thomas as a short white linebacker. He's kind of a national hero, and you know, that was somebody I looked up to ever since I can remember. So we got to go with a fellow short whitey playing linebacker, Zach Thomas.
Love the answer. Love the answer. Third question. Have you ever been mistaken for anybody famous?
One time, I was called Channing Tatum. Someone said I look like it, and I feel like I should just take that. And anytime someone gets me confused, I just revert back to...
That's really not a bad problem to have. I was thinking Bam Bam from the Flintstones, but the silent assassin that he is, I'm going to keep my thoughts to myself. Another question for you. You can go out on a date with one of these three women. Who would it be? Roseanne Barr, Whoopi Goldberg, Rosie O'Donnell.
What's the first one?
Roseanne Barr.
Who's Roseanne Barr?
Roseanne Barr, Roseanne from the show Roseanne.
Oh, I didn't know that was the last name. Just Roseanne.
Whoopi Goldberg, Rosie O'Donnell. Who would it be and why?
Got to be Whoopi Goldberg because she was. What is the show about all the little kids? They're in the carts and they race each other.
I have no idea.
Okay, well she's awesome in that movie, and I loved it as a kid. And I thought she was really funny.
So J.C. dates Whoopi. Last question, and this is to finish off the segment. This is a little one called Knock 'em Out or Buy 'em a Beer. Today we're going to throw somebody controversial at you. Lance Armstrong, knock 'em out or buy him a beer.
I have to buy him a beer because it sounds like he needs one right now, first of all. But end of the day, the dude beat cancer, and obviously he raised millions of dollars for it. I don't know about all the other stuff, but guy needs a beer, I'll buy him a beer.
Love the answer. I'd buy him a beer myself. Thank you, guys.
You know, I gotta give Burke credit. He's been so creative with these things, but the Whoopi Goldberg movie that you're looking for is Little Rascals. And if you need a point of reference, Corey looks like alfalfa.
Morrison is on fire today. Well, let's see how she is with football knowledge. Let's test your Eskimo record knowledge. Here we go, all right? You ready?
Yeah.
Who holds the Eskimo record for longest kick return at 118 yards and the longest punt return at 116 yards?
I'm gonna go with Gizmo.
Wrong! Larry Highbaugh, number 13, he's on the wall. And we have him next in the 5th quarter.
I'm right outside of Atlanta, Georgia, a place called Snellville, Georgia. I teach high school there, and I go around training basketball and football officials. Been having a pretty good time. I was one of the first to play both ways, offense and defense. You know, people talked about the Deion Sanders and that, but yeah, they would go in for 1 or 2 plays. But I would play the whole entire game, offense and defense, and pretty successful at both. But as far as the game's concerned, whichever one they needed me at, that's where I would love to play. You know, kick return and punt return, that's just no gravy, you know, doing other things. Well, you know, I was trying to show Gizmo, he's here now. I told Giz, I'd let him look at some of my video, and that may help him in his career.
The replay shows that the right side of the offensive line blew away the defense.
What, to me, turned this team around is the Canadian content that we started getting. You know, you got, people like Dale Potter, who I thought was always underrated. You know, Tommy Towns. You know, Fernell always going to get his due because he was such an athlete. But the Canadian linemen and our Canadians is the one that pushed us over to win all those championships. Oh, we had some characters on this team. Oh, yeah, when you have Amelia Ferretta, you got characters. And you wonder, how did this team ever come together and win all the championships that we won? You know, it's always amazing how people don't understand what it takes to be a champion. And, and we won 5 in a row, and we was in the championship game 8 out of 9 years.
Edmonton looking for their 4th straight Grey Cup. Maybe the greatest team ever assembled in this league.
Well, I think one of the best ones was against Ottawa, when we were something like a 21-point favorite, and we were down by 21 at halftime. And we come in, and Hugh Campbell said, well, I thought we kind of start off a little slow, but I didn't know we'd start off this slow. And he said, just go out there and beat it and do it the Eskimo way, and we went out and we pulled it out.
The Grey Cup to the Edmonton Eskimos for the 4th consecutive year.
I would never thought I'd be in the top 50, and to end up number 38 with all the great athletes that have played here in Edmonton and all over the CFL, I never thought I would, be up in that top 50. No, it was an honor.
Intercepted by Larry Highbaugh. Heading for open country at the 35-yard line. He'll simply step out of bounds.
The Carl Hager Green and Gold Gridiron Show will be back after this.
Welcome back to the Carl Hager Green and Gold Gridiron Show. At Fan Day earlier this year, we set up a tent and we tested your Eskimo knowledge. We had a great time and we gave away some awesome prizes.
And this week, we get to watch little Dawson as he takes on Bill.
Welcome to an all-new Fan versus Fan. We have 2 contestants on today's show, and we're going to find out who is the bigger Edmonton Eskimos fan. Please introduce yourself, bud.
Dawson.
Dawson. And how old are you?
9.
Do you think you're going to get all these questions for us today?
No.
Oh, well, I think we've got a special guest. She's beautiful. She's on your right there. She's going to come in and give you a few answers. I might help you out a little bit, too. Because contestant number 2, how old are you?
I'm 38.
And your name?
Bill.
Bill. Okay, so it's Bill versus Dawson today. One is under 10 years old and one is almost at 4 decades old. So this will be fun. The questions are fantastically festive on today's show, just like the wind and my hair. So, are we all ready to go? This is how it's gonna go, gentlemen. You each get 2 questions. Only answer your question. Bill, you don't want to give any hints to Dawson. Dawson, don't give any hints to Bill, okay? Don't tell him any answers. So, first off, we have Bill, and here is your first question. Who is former Eskimos quarterback Damon Allen's brother?
Oh, no.
No hints from the sidelines either.
No. He's a running back, too.
In 3, 2. So, do you want to jump in there, Dawson? No, that's okay. The answer is Marcus Allen is Dawson Allen's brother. Sorry, not Dawson, Damon Allen's brother. Dawson, speaking of you, here is your first question. Who coached the Eskimos to their 5 in a row and then went on to be the GM and the president?
I don't know, Danny Machocha.
Danny Machocha? No. You want to give it another try? The last name makes some pretty good soup. It's Hugh Campbell. Good try, bud. You did have an answer in there. Just wasn't the right one. So we are 0 for 0 coming into the second question. And again, the winner does get a pretty sweet prize. We got 2 tickets to a season's game for whoever wins. So, Bill, coming back to you. Who leads the Eskimos in most career rushing yards?
Mike Pringle.
Nope. You want to try again?
No.
No. You want to jump in there? Do you know the answer? Who leads the Eskimos in most career rushing yards?
Jerome Messam?
No. Johnny Bright for both of you guys. That's okay. We have one more question for you, Dawson. Who leads the Eskimos in most career receiving yards?
Fred Stamps?
No. Give him one more try.
Henry Gizmo Williams?
No. So close. It is Brian Kelly. Okay, so we have our very fun tiebreaker round since we're 0 for 0 on both sides. I'll pass this off to Rose. Now coming nice and close here, Dawson. What's going to happen with the iPod? A player is going to come into form. It's going to count down from 15 seconds. The first person to tell me who this person is correctly before we get to 0 wins 2 season tickets. So here we go, guys.
Henry Gizmo Williams?
You think it's Gizmo and you think it's Fred. Let's see. 3, 2.
Oh, he got me.
Gizmo! Dawson! Yeah! High five, bud. Phil, thank you so much for playing. And because we don't like to see anyone go away empty-handed, you both get Edmonton Eskimos hats.
That does it for another episode on the Carl Hager Green and Gold Gridiron Show. Good job, Meg.
Good job, buddy.
Another good week, and make sure to tune in next Wednesday night. As always, 7 p.m., Channel 10, that's Shaw TV, or catch us online, esks.com or shawtv.ca. And make sure to visit all of our social media pages. You have YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at The Gridiron Show.
Now the next two games are my favorite of the regular season. We have the Labor Day Classic, and the first game goes in Calgary. It's Monday, September 3rd. It's a 2:30 start.
I will definitely be there, and I hope that all of you will be there as well to fill those sections full of green and gold. If you cannot make it to the stadium, as always, check out all the action on the Voice of the Eskimos 630 CHED, or check your Shaw HD listings. Now stick around as we roll all of Meg's bloopers, as always.
The Carl Hager Green and Gold Gridiron Show is brought to you by Carl Hager Lemon Brace, custom designed braces and foot orthotics manufactured in Edmonton. We had Shaman's return. Shaman's return.
Shaman's return.
Take the
So obviously, take that up.
Looks a little something like this.
Just want to be clear here that I'm doing my job. Meg is not doing her job.
Well, you could really use something from his.
Oh, yes! Yeah, she couldn't get it in there.
Like, turn your head this way now.
I should have called him sick.
Does he look like alfalfa?
I'm here. Yeah, I'm here. I'm here all day. All day.